And there's this minor mechanical mishap to deal with. The owner of this petrol Wrangler Jeep has filled it with diesel, and it's smoking like a freight train.
Somebody's put diesel in it. That's what's the matter with it. You smell it?
A quick sniff around and a cock of a finely tuned ear tells Sandy that the wrong fuel is not the only fault with this Jeep. But first things first, he has to drain all the fuel from the tank. Not as easy as it sounds. It isn't fitted with a drain plug, so it's out with the pump and the siphoning tubes. Basically, it's colonic irrigation for the internal combustion engine.
The guy I used to work for, we used to have a recovery business next to it, and they used to 8 or 9 fuel drains a day, you know. They should have, like, some flashing light that says you're a donut, your car's petrol.
Sandy returns with the Jeep after taking it for a spin to run the diesel out of the system. It's still smoking and running dog rough, and has developed a problem with the air conditioning belt. It's slipping on the pulleys. Sandy also suspects a carburation problem. So this Jeep's going nowhere. Aside from bellowing out exhaust fumes, it's screeching like a banshee and backfiring through the carb. Sandy adjusts the drive pulleys to stop the belt slipping and screeching. He squirts carb cleaner down the throat of the carburettor to dislodge any dirt. Maybe he's adjusted the belt a little too tight. He reattaches the belt and the screech is silenced. Back with the smoking Wrangler. Unlike most modern vehicles, this Jeep was designed to be fixed in the field. No diagnostics needed here, just a bag of spanners.
I think these two bolts are slack, because you can actually pull it, and basically you can see it there. Chopping back and forward, the carb, with something in that.
Sandy removes the top of the carburettor in order to access the mounting bolts. Carburettors supply the correct fuel-to-air mixture to an engine.
Look.
In the early 1980s, due to more stringent fuel emission laws, carburettors were phased out in favour of the more efficient fuel injector system now fitted on most modern vehicles. On close inspection, he notices the carburettor's full of debris and needs to be stripped and cleaned.
I think the screws are the screws underneath. So the back of the carb's been tight, but the front's been slack, so it's been lifted up like that. It's thrown in there.
Sandy gets the washing up bowl out and scrubs years of grime from the carburettor. Spick and span, the gleaming carb is reassembled and ready to be put back on the Jeep. This time, the mounting bolts are fastened good and tight, and it's ready for a second test run. Sandy explains the problems with this Wrangler with his usual eloquence.
The way the car was running, it wasn't right, you know.
With the air cleaner cover replaced, it's ready for the road. The empty carburettor has to draw fuel through the system before it'll start. It looks like Sandy has got to the bottom of the Wrangler's problems, but he won't know for sure until the Jeep is started from cold. So this one will have to wait for another day. Back with the Wrangler. Jock, ever the perfectionist, wants the Jeep started from cold. Despite draining the fuel tank, refilling it, tightening the aircon belt and cleaning the carb, this descendant of the 1940s US military Jeep is still smoking and backfiring like a trooper. Sandy takes another look at the carburettor and on closer inspection finds a bent needle. After a couple of attempts to straighten the needle, at last, this wounded soldier is ready for active service. Out on manoeuvres, the Jeep passes with flying colours.
Basically, one of the jets in the carb, one of the needle jets, was actually bent at the bottom, so it was over fuel and it was pulling in too much fuel.
Battle-scarred Sandy has won the war.